What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to break down the WNBA three-game slate that is spread across crazily all day for us today. After having some decent game, I'm not even gonna say decent. It was a good first day of the WNBA. No blowouts, truly. Even though the Minnesota Lynx, they did get up on my Dallas Wings, I did not expect too much from my Dallas Wings. And I didn't expect anything from Paige, really. I'm gonna be honest. I even said it. I was like, I don't feel like this is the day to play Paige. I don't. But you know what? We got another slate, another 3 games. I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to go ahead and break it down. Some matchups that we are excited to go ahead and see. Some rivalries from last season. Let's get it. Let's go. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content your boy drops over here on the channel. And drop a like on this video, or any of my other videos. If you guys are enjoying the content and you're making some money and you guys are you're just happy to be back. Before I, of course, get into it, if you guys are looking for the premium content, of course, it's over here on the Patreon. Besides the Patreon, you can also get it over there on the YouTube membership tab. As you can see, the core yesterday, Pow, when she got announced that she was starting, went ahead and locked her in. Nafisha Collier, I mean, it was fee. It just made some sense, right? And then Azare Stevens, of course, 7,800. I had her originally. And then I'm even going to say it. I shot myself in the foot a little bit. Got a little bit too smart for my own good on the first slate. No need to do that, though. You smart already with what you already know and what you're doing. And I overthought it. I swapped to Wnba over Stevens. Now, granted, Wnba eventually finally got up to the 30 fantasy points, but Azare, she popped. She was popping, played very well, especially in the first half of it and everything. I want to say, I want to actually see how many fantasy points she truly actually finished with yesterday, because I honestly just stopped once I realized that I was pretty much just out of the running and everything. She actually only finished with 29 fantasy points, but that still was not bad. The lineup that I could have made would go with Azare Stevens still over De'Erica Wnba would have been a pretty good line either way. Wnba finished with 34 fantasy points, so it kind of seemed like it was okay, paid off, but what it paid off for me completely is that I got a little bit too smart. I played Kayla Thornton, just all the shot attempts, the usage that it looked like she was having out there. I took her over Fag Bentley when I know Fag Bentley is a fantasy point per minute producer when she's out there on the court. I don't know what it's too smart for your own good sometimes. But hey, it's a new slate. I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna get to it. Let's get it. Let's go. Looking at the injury report that we got today, we do got some injury news that we do have to pay attention to. Unfortunately, that is just the name of the game in the beast. For the Las Vegas Aces taking on New York Liberty, Gustafson, she is going to be out, and Cheyenne Parker-Tyus, she's going to be out. You know, she's pregnant. She having that baby. New York Liberty, Phoebich, she is doubtful to play, so I'm probably not expecting Phoebich to actually play in this game. Ivana, she's out, and then Benajelani Hamilton, she's going to be out for the season, so I'm not even going to cover that anymore whenever I talk about the New York Liberty. Over here on the Chicago Sky, taking on the Indiana Fever, our rivalry from last season, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, or at least that's the narrative that the media wants to drive, and of course they're going to be playing. Of course they're going to be playing versus each other as their first games, and of course it's going to be at the Fever's home. For the Chicago Sky, my girl Haley Van Lift, if Paige ain't the rookie of the year, Haley Van Lift is. She is game time decision. Hopefully she's good to go to play. I really do hope so. I'm excited to see her out there playing and just showing everybody what she got. Mariah Jefferson, she's out for the play. Over there on the Indiana Fever side, it's already come out that Sophie, knock you down, try to act like I want to fight you, Cunningham, she is going to be out today as well. For the Seattle Storm, they are the only team on the slate today that is looking healthy when it comes down to it. And then for the Phoenix Mercury, Kalia Copper has been ruled out. Natasha Mack is out. And I say those two first because those are two starters right there that are going to be out on today's slate. And then we got I ain't even gonna butcher that, and Musa, she's gonna be out as well. Head on over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on the site. That if you guys don't got an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit max bonus and join your boy over here on the King. All right, so first game out the slate, we got the Las Vegas Aces taking on New York Liberty. For me, to be very honest, there's enough value on the slate that you can fit multiple studs. It really kind of doesn't matter in regards to how you want to build. I do think that with the late news that we have to get from the Seattle Storm and Phoenix Mercury with the injuries and stuff that the Phoenix Mercury have, that of course there's some point in just like getting a piece or two from these first early games, and then that late game, I do think it should be a good game. I don't think there's going to be a blowout by any means necessary, because all these games right now, they pretty much have close spread, except for whatever reason, they really feel like the Fever are going to blow the brakes out of the sky out of all these games. But a 4.5 point spread here, 3.5 point spread here definitely makes sense. Honestly, Chicago should take that as a slap in the face. That's kind of messed up. already we riding Caitlin Clark's coattail. But on Las Vegas Aces side, Asia Wilson 10-8. We're not going to see that price too often this season, so might as well go ahead and jump on them while you can. Jackie Young, I like what I saw from her in the preseason. Very aggressive, still looking like she is. Of course, with no Kelsey Plum there, we already know she can facilitate and do a lot of those things right there. Even with Jewel Lloyd being there, Jewel Lloyd, I do not feel like she is there to play a backup guard role to Chelsea Gray. I still feel like some of those ball handle responsibilities and just the stat C stuffing that Jackie Young can do, that's still going to be there for her. Granted, yes, maybe a couple of, I don't even think we could say less shots to go around, because you already played with a volume shooter in Kelsey Plum and you just replaced her with a quote unquote better defender, somewhat better three-point shooter in Jewel Lloyd. But if you watched Kelsey Plum last night, you wouldn't think that at all. So Jackie Young, 9,400, a little rich. I would rather just come down to Chelsea Gray, who's sitting at 8-1 and looked amazing in the preseason. If you can get her on the books, I know they had her line at like 10.5 points. Would love to take the over on that. Definitely would mess with her for her assists, 4 assists, 6 assists, take it up to 8 assists. Would be definitely some plays right there I could take. Everyone else over here, it's going to be the same tale from last season. The bench, I don't know what I can trust from the bench. I don't know truly where that production is really going to be coming from. Was very happy that they got Cheyenne Parkers-Tyus, but we're not even going to get to see that right here. So for me, with Gustafson being out, Bradford out, I know Tiffany Mitchell, she's here. She's what, 3K? Definitely we could look towards her. Kirsten Bell should honestly have been waived. Should not be on this team. I have no clue why she is there. Get rid of her. But Tiffany Mitchell, 3K, you know she's gonna have to play some minutes. Dana Evans didn't play in the preseason. I don't believe I saw her at all in the preseason. Stokes is gonna be that last starter out there. She's probably gonna play about 30 to 32-ish minutes. 3,500. You could do way worse as about for value on the slate. Wouldn't mind getting there if you want to, but of course, you know, primary play is always going to be Asia Wilson from this team. On New York Liberty side, Sabrina, Stewie, Jonquil Jones, you know, the three main pieces over here for this team. It is what it is. It's going to be the same thing from last season. Is this a JJ game? Is this a Brianna Stewart game? Which one is going to give us the sauce? Which one's going to actually do good? I like both of them today. To be honest, I don't mind. If you can fit both, you can fit both. And honestly, with the value on today's slate, you can actually fit both of them and pay up for a stud guard. Being very honest, I already did it. Not saying that's my line, but I'm just like, when I was playing around, I already did it. But Stewie, of course, Stewie, don't mind getting there. 10-4, her price isn't going to stay down in the low 10K range at all either. Definitely we could jump on that price while we can. I'm not too worried about the matchup here going up against Asia Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, even though they should be coming out with a chip on the shoulder. Sabrina Ionescu with Natasha Cloud being there, we would think that might hamper some of her production and possible upside, but she played decent with Cloud out there in the preseason, and I don't mind it. 9,800. I think she would be a lower owned guard stud on today's slate, and I definitely see myself going there. She probably more likely will be dealing with Jackie Young defense when it comes down to it. So of course, definitely worth a fade factor, and you can do the GPP pivot and come down here to Natasha Cloud, who probably will either be drawing. I would think that Cloud would probably be getting Chelsea Gray on her when it comes down to it, but Cloud, 8,300. Interesting to see how she really does play with this team. Definitely wouldn't mind getting over there to her. If Phoebus is going to be out, maybe we might see a little bit of some more minutes for Johannes. 5,700. I kind of don't like the price for Johannes, but definitely if that one-legged three-point shot is falling, that's something that we can mess with. Not going to go with Isabel Harris. I need to see exactly what she's going to be doing with this team. Definitely going to be taking a lot of notes during this game. Outside of that, Kennedy Burke, she was getting quite a bit of run with starters and stuff. I do like her. That 3K price is pretty good. Definitely something I wouldn't mind taking a stab on. And then Rebecca Gardner, finally healthy, back with the team. I wouldn't mind getting to her as well as a possible play. Either one of those two guys over there when it comes down to it. Chicago Sky taking on the Indiana Fever, who everyone has favors to win the WNBA championship because, they have assembled the super team. Man, what are we going to do with these fans? Chicago, Angel Reese, 9,600. Definitely we can mess with that. Of course, we already know that if you watch in the preseason, we're getting point forward Angel Reese. We're getting improved shooter Angel Reese. And I like both of those things for her, 9,600. She's definitely going to want to be playing up in this matchup. We know all the circulation and everything, the talk just going around. I don't mind going over here to Angel at all. But I do think there is some merit to come down to my girl Cardosa. Now, one of the things that I did bet on yesterday was double-doubles for a couple of bigs. And instead of the primary big that I would have thought got to double-double, the other one did. So I'm not going to make that mistake today. Instead of chasing the double-double that I believe Angel Reese is going to go out there and get, which I do. She's a great rebounder, but she's playing in the middle of the floor and also stretching the floor out there looking for those 3-point shots. Cardosa is down there inside the paint. I do like Cardosa for a double-double today, and that's the one I'm going to focus on and want to go to and get to for my double-double if you want to take that play. Also with that, speaking of her for the fact of having a double-double, the block upside that she should actually have, long as she stays out of foul trouble. Love that upside for her, and I don't mind taking a stab at her right there. Outside of that, Courtney Vandersloot, definitely just the playmaking chops that she has. She should definitely open up a lot of doors for a lot of these players over here. We know she's not going to give you the flashiest thing in regards to scoring, but what she does, and she can still bring it on the defensive side. I like it. I don't mind going to her at that 7-7 as a GPP option, but I'd rather look towards Courtney Vandersloot as a prop play. Primarily, definitely would mess with her for like her 6 assists. Take her up to 8 assists would be something I would consider for Courtney Vandersloot on today's slate. Will back healthy with the team. She's going to be out there. Kia Nurse, they're going to need her out there for her shooting. Same thing for players like Rebecca Allen, especially if Van Lith is going to be out. Probably would expect more minutes for Banham to actually go out there, and I don't mind going with my girl Rachel Banham. She's definitely won me some tournaments and stuff like that last year, and I will never forget the Banham experience. But Nurse, Allen definitely plays that we can go to. Ariel Atkins, that shot was not falling in preseason. Hopefully it's falling today. I do like it, and she's there to shoot. Between her and Kia Nurse, they are there to shoot, and they should. That's why I really do like Angel's assist on today as well, outside of Courtney Vandersloot. On the end of the fever side, Caitlin Clark is 11-1. Makes sense. Don't even question it. And like I said, there's plenty of value on today's slate. I'm giving you 2 plays out of my core already for today. Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson. You can pay both of these studs with the immense value that we have. And I haven't even touched the main value that's on today's slate, which is just crazy in regards to it. Natasha Howard, I really don't like that price tag, 8,700. I'd rather come down here to Leah Boston. I do like her upside instead right here at this position and spot. DeWanna Bonner, I kind of want to see what she's going to actually be able to do out here with this team. I understand she's a string bean. She's a vet. I don't really feel like Bonner's going to play those heavy minutes that we were seeing her play when she was on the Connecticut Sun. I think that she should be capped to the lower half of, 25-30 is where she should be capped in that range. I understand it's a 40-minute game for the WNBA, but still, she should be not having to play into the late 30s at all whatsoever. I don't believe that she should or will with how this team is structured and what they actually have on this team, especially when I have players that can come off the bench like Lexi Hull, Donta still, and then when Cunningham actually comes back, Cunningham as well. So Bonner, not really looking there. Kelsey Mitchell, too reliant on scoring in order for her to actually get there and give us a big game. 8,200. I don't feel like today is going to be the day that we need to go to her. My favorite plays, of course, are going to be Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, be the main two that I want to get to. I'll take a sprinkle of Natasha Howard there. She's a tier below everyone else. And then Bonner and Kelsey Mitchell, flip a coin if you want to mess with either one of those guys. Off the bench, I'm not really looking at too much except for Lexi Hull because of Sophie Cunningham being out. Hull, we've seen it. She's feisty. She's going to shoot. And somehow, some way, she gets there. Decent value option at that 4 price tag. So I can see myself getting there. Seattle Storm taking on the Phoenix Mercury. Over here for me, Nneka Ogwumike, 9,500. What you gonna do? I mean, this is Nneka. This is SDS. This is Ezzy, Gabby Williams. Like, this is, to me, a good fucking team. And I think that they should have some favorite in regards to winning a chip this year. Don't sleep on the Seattle Storm. Do not sleep on them. I definitely got them getting the dub here in today's game, led by none other than Skylar Diggins-Smith, 8,800. Good price tag for her, and I definitely feel like she's going to come out with a chip on the shoulder. She is going up against one of her former teams as well, so this should be a good spot for us to be able to go ahead and get that. If I end up repeating what I already said, I'm sorry. My wife came into the office and I had to go do something for her real quick. But over here on the Seattle side, Nneka Ogwumike, like her price tag, 9.5. Wouldn't mind going there. She should have a decent matchup, especially considering that Phoenix Mercury feel like they're kind of going to be down their bigs and stuff. Anyway, Skylar Diggins-Smith, like her, 8,800 going up against a former team of hers anyway. Definitely know that she is a petty queen and she will go ahead and do what she got to do. Ezzy Magagor, if you're not going to pay up for Nneka, which I think Nneka could be lower owned just because Ezzy's price is sitting at 7.9, definitely we can mess with that right there. We know Ezzy, she has that block upside, which is tremendous for her, especially in certain spots. Gabby Williams, a tad bit too pricey. You would rather get up to Ezzy instead. I do feel like this is going to be a good season for Gabby. I hope that it's going to be a good season, but I will say she's going to be at the bottom of the pecking order when it comes down to it for the pricing and what I see for everyone else. If I got to rank him, it's going to be Skylar, Ezzy, Nneka, Gabby Williams when it comes down to it. Now, if we're going GPP, you want the upside, then definitely will be exactly the order that they're in right now. Outside of that, Lee, she makes sense. She was getting a ton of burn inside the preseason, and of course she just dominates. She's so huge, big, like you really cannot defend that. As long as she stays out of foul trouble, she plays very well. Don't mind going to her. Alicia Clark, she would definitely be someone that I would look to as well. Erica Wheeler, Lexi Brown, not mess with either one of those guys right there. Those are auto phased for me. Not touching that. Over here on the Phoenix Mercury side, with Kalia Copper being out, Mac being out, we should see some, probably Kalani Brown, which she's the top value to me on today's slate. Kalani Brown, I know yesterday, top value on yesterday's slate was Emily Inkster, but they took her out from the starting lineup. She did not start. That's why she kind of just fell down the pecking order in regards to being a top value. That ended up going to Pow Pow, which of course she paid that off. Pretty much kind of the same thing here for me today when I look at it in regards to wanting to go to Kalani Brown. Just looking at it, no Natasha Mack. Kalani should have to play. She should have to start, especially because you are going to need her size. I feel like she's going to be out there. Only thing is, we know Kalani is a really good fantasy point per minute producer when she's on the court. Just has to stay out of foul trouble. That's the only thing that we got to worry about for her. Other than that, definitely don't mind going there. AT, Satu Sabli, all the usage, no Kalia Copper, more shots. Satu's going to shoot the ball like crazy. Honestly, if you want a good pairing in regards to a possible player prop or a parlay to take today, Asia Wilson 25, Asia Wilson or Brianna Stewart 25. Take either one of those. Of course, I feel more strongly for Asia. I would take Asia for the 25. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever. If you think she could do it in the first game, if you think she's going to get there, you definitely can mess with taking Caitlin Clark for 25. Honestly, I think she will be the wild card and probably won't get there. I honestly wouldn't mess with it, but take Caitlin for 25. She might surprise us today. But Asia Wilson, Caitlin Clark, and last but not least, Satu Sabli, 25 points each. All three of those, put that into a parlay. I know that should be plus money, and it actually would be pretty decent. That would be a pretty good parlay you could take on today's slate. But Satu Sabli, AT, both those guys, the usage should be through the roof today. No Kalia Copper, more shots for Satu. Definitely could go for either one of those guys. It just makes sense. And then, of course, you got the value down here in Kalani Brown. And I would expect Sammy Whitcomb probably would get a little bit more minutes here. Or Monique, her, as well as a potential candidate to get more minutes with Kalia Copper being out. But that's where I would look right there. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Gonna get the rest of my content out. If you guys are looking for the player pool and all the other stuff that I do, go ahead and post over here on the channel. Make sure you guys check the link down in the description below for the Patreon, or you can check on the YouTube membership tab. All my content is posted over there in both of those spots right there for you guys. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully you guys crushed it yesterday. Peace.